It's Wednesday, December 30th, and this is your coffee break on the HAN network, the final coffee break of 2015. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and we have the latest local headlines, as well as sports news and weather with Rob Adams. And Donald Ang joins us later to take a look back on this day in history. But first, on to some of the stories we're following today. A bicyclist seriously injured in an accident on Bridgeport Avenue last Wednesday, December 23rd, died on Christmas Eve. The bicyclist, 55-year-old Brian Klimas of Ansonia, died from injuries he suffered in an accident, according to Shelton Police Tuesday. The accident is actively under investigation, and police say they have interviewed witnesses. According to his obituary, Klimas was the beloved husband of 32 years to Karen Klimas, a father of 3 children, and he had 1 grandchild. Klimas was an avid cyclist and a familiar welcome sight as he biked throughout the area, his family said. He worked for many years as a bicycle mechanic and most recently as an office manager at Glynn Manufacturing in Stratford. His family said he also enjoyed playing St. Nicholas for area churches during the Christmas season. For his calling hours and more information, visit sheltonherald.com. A former Westport lifeguard was charged with 431 counts of voyeurism Monday for allegedly installing hidden cameras inside an employee area at Berrien Hill Beach this summer and secretly recording people. Hearst, Connecticut media reports that 29-year-old Michael Collins turned himself in after learning that there was a warrant for his arrest after an investigation that began August 14th when a town parks department administrator found the camera and notified police. The investigating detectives noted that the cameras were set up to video record other people without their knowledge or consent and under circumstances where they had the expectation of privacy, police said. That same evening, detectives with search and seizure warrant went to the suspect's Westport home and found sunglasses with cameras in them, laptop computers, DVDs, thumb drives, and various other electronic and surveillance items which could have been used to facilitate illegal behavior. Among the extensive collection of video and still images were some of child pornography, police said. Collins was charged with 431 counts each of voyeurism and eavesdropping and possession of child pornography. He was released after posting a $75,000 bond, and he'll be arraigned January 7th at Superior Court in Norwalk. In Darien, an American flag that hangs on the overpass on Norotan Avenue was defaced sometime early this week. A Darien resident who chose to remain anonymous sent the Darien Times photos of the flag, which now has a number 12 cut into it. The resident estimated the flag must have been defaced early this week as it was still intact over the weekend. There is no indication of the significance of the number 12. The flag on the overpass is provided by a private donor. The town's Monuments and Ceremonies Commission handles the placement of the flag and replaces it when it becomes damaged or torn. According to the Legal Information Institute, defacing or mutilating an American flag is a federal crime that could be punishable by up to a year in prison or a fine. Anyone with information about the flag being damaged can email editor@DarienTimes.com, but the anonymous resident simply asked that it isn't done again when the flag is replaced. Elsewhere in the state, West Hartford police have arrested a Maine resident who is suspected of burglarizing homes in Connecticut in 2007 when he was working for the Salvation Army. West Hartford police traveled to the Cumberland County Sheriff's lockup in Portland, Maine on Tuesday and took 30-year-old Gabriel Estella into custody on burglary and larceny charges. Police say Estella and James Riles were working for the Salvation Army, where they picked up furniture and used their jobs to get into homes, steal items, and then pawn them. Estella had finished serving a prison sentence in Maine when West Hartford police took him into custody, and he previously waived extradition rights and agreed to be extradited to Connecticut. He has been charged with second-degree burglary, third-degree larceny, and conspiracy charges in connection with the West Hartford case. Estella could not post the $250,000 bond and was placed in a holding cell. He's due in court today. 2 men are facing numerous charges after Monroe police allegedly caught them in possession of drugs while investigating a 911 call. According to reports, an officer on routine patrol December 23rd at about 4 in the morning saw two men, later identified as 19-year-old Patrick Late Jesus of Shelton and 20-year-old Nicholas Ludwig of Monroe, sitting in a car parked in the lot of the Henny Penny on Route 34. The officer said the two got out of the car, looked for something underneath the seats, then went inside the store. A few minutes later, they exited the store and then drove off at a high rate of speed. The officer followed the Honda onto Route 111, and while he was following the car, police received a 911 call from Henny Penny reporting a shoplifting incident. The store clerk's description of the suspects and car matched the Honda that the officer was already following. The officer stopped the vehicle and, upon searching it, located nearly 70 prescription pills of different kinds, 1.4 grams of marijuana, and $791 in cash. Also found in the Honda and later determined to be stolen from Henny Penny were cigarette lighters, 3 cell phone cases, a can of Red Bull, and several large dog biscuits. Ludwig failed standardized field sobriety tests and was charged with operating under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Both men were charged with 6th-degree larceny, possession of marijuana, 2 counts of possession of a controlled substance, and possession of drug paraphernalia. New Canaan Police Chief Leon Krolikowski is warning residents of a scam involving callers claiming to be from Eversource. On December 29th, the department received complaints that an individual who identified himself as being associated with Eversource was calling local businesses. Police said the fraudster claimed that the business's electric bills were past due and that service would be shut off unless a credit card was provided. Police said these calls were fraudulent. The scam has been reported throughout Fairfield County at both residences as well as small businesses being targeted. According to the Eversource company, representatives never demand instant payment and do not require the use of prepaid debit cards. In addition, please keep in mind the following tips, police say, including never providing personal, financial, or utility account information to any unsolicited individual in person, on the phone, or online, even if the individual seems legitimate. Customers who are scheduled for disconnection due to non-payment receive written notice that includes the actions they can take to maintain service. Customers can also verify if they are speaking with an Eversource representative by asking for some basic information about their account, like the name on it, the address, or the exact past due balance. Eversource also urges anyone who has doubts about a call or a home visit to contact the company directly at 1-800-286-2000 and report the incident to local police immediately. A fire at the Reading Roadhouse restaurant on Route 53 near its intersection with Route 107 was struck by a minor chimney fire on Wednesday, December 23rd, according to the Reading Pilot. West Reading Fire Chief Glenn Johnson said the fire was small and contained to the roof area above the lower bar room. West Reading responded with 2 engines, while Georgetown Fire Department sent 1 engine and a tanker, and the Reading Ridge Fire sent 1 engine. The fire was contained in about 30 minutes. Damage was very minor, and after inspection by the fire marshal and health officer, the Roadhouse will still be open for business. All right, going to throw it over to Rob Adams now for a look at today's weather. Rob?
All right, Kate, it is somewhat foggy and misty outside still, but a lot of the heavier fog has burned off. Slight chance of showers after 3 this afternoon. Cloudy, a high near 42 with the wind out of the east becoming, well, it's going to stay around 5 and become calm in the afternoon. Rain likely tonight, mainly between 10 and 3 in the morning with patchy fog after 10 tonight. Watch it if you're on the roads. Otherwise cloudy, a steady temperature around 41 and a light east wind. Chance of precipitation 70%. To Thursday, a slight chance of rain before 8, patchy fog after, mostly sunny otherwise, and a high near 46. Wind not bad, 6 to 9 out of the northwest. Thursday night partly cloudy, low 29. Friday mostly sunny, a high near 42. We look at 40 Saturday, 40 Sunday, 36 as we get back to the work week and get 2016 off and running. In Wilton, we have 37. It's 36 in Easton, and Shelton right here, right there. 38 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks, Rob. We're going to take a break, come back with Donald Ang and a look back on this day in history. Rob has the latest sports news, and we have some more headlines coming up on your coffee break after this.
Had a sports injury that needs immediate care? Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care gives you direct access to an orthopedic specialist quickly. Their highly trained orthopedic professionals expertly treat you without an appointment. Skiing, snowboard, or sports accident, sprain or fracture, Coastal Ortho Express can help. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk. Call 203-845-2070 or coastalorthoexpress.com. Find them on Facebook at Coastal Ortho CT.
Discover the Wilburton Inn in Manchester, Vermont, a 30-acre historic estate featuring a turn-of-the-century mansion with elegant inn guest rooms and 7 large private vacation homes, perfect for ski vacations and holiday celebrations. Special offer on select rooms and houses. Stay 2 nights, get the 3rd night free through Christmas Day. CNN has called the Wilburton one of the top 8 mansion hotels in America. Call 802-362-2500 or visit wilburtoninn.com for more information.
Darien Sport Shop is a unique store because it's a family store. A busy mom can come in with kids in tow and find everything she needs for them, and even find a dress for herself for Saturday night. And if she's in a rush, she can simply go home and order it from us that night. We'll deliver it the next day. The Darien Sport Shop. We're pretty on the outside and amazing on the inside. Conveniently located with free and easy parking at 1127 Post Road, Darien, Connecticut. Or shop us online at dariensport.com.
Walter Stewart's Market in New Canaan is your local destination for the best of the holidays. Shop Stewart's for the freshest produce, certified prime rib roasts, magnolia wreaths, fresh baked pies, gingerbread houses, Christmas candies, and the season's best wine and craft brews right next door at Stewart's Spirits. Shop Walter Stewart's, 229 Elm Street in New Canaan, or shop online at stewartsmarket.com.
Hi, I'm Rob Adams with my good friend Donald Eng, and we're the home team for Nutmeg Sports, Monday through Wednesday at 2 o'clock right here on the HAN Network. We are the place for all things Connecticut sports, so come hang out with us on Nutmeg Sports. Don? They don't call him the best color man in the game for nothing. Nutmeg Sports, 2 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday, right here on the HAN Network.
And we're back on this Wednesday, December 30th edition of your coffee break on the HAN Network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, and it's time to throw it over to Donald Eng for his last look back on this day in history of 2015.
I know, it's an exciting day, and on this day, a historic career came to a sudden and inglorious end. But first, we're going to go to 1853. The United States purchases 45,000 square miles of land from Mexico in a deal known as the Gadsden Purchase. The purchase cleared the way for a West Coast railroad and was negotiated by James Gadsden, son of Revolutionary War hero and amateur flag designer Christopher Gadsden. 1940, California's first freeway officially opens. It was the Arroyo Seco Parkway that connects Los Angeles and Pasadena. The first freeway in the western half of the country. It connects, as I said, Los Angeles and Pasadena and runs alongside the Arroyo Seco Seasonal River. It is notable not only for being the first opened in 1940, but also representing a transitional phase between the early parkways and the current freeway system. 1953. The first color TV sets go on sale, though they didn't really sell very well until the early 60s. Part of that due to the fact that there was not very much color programming on the air, and part of it due to the stratospheric price tag of $1,175 in 1953. That's the equivalent to over $10,000 today. 2011, actually, we go, but not much happened there particularly. If you happen to live in the Republic of Tokelau, this day doesn't exist there. They moved the international date line. There is no December 30th, 2011 for Tokelauans. And finally, we go to 1978. Watch carefully because you might miss it. Just like Keith Jackson did, we go here.
Down 5. Schleister looks at Donnelly. Throws it short. It's intercepted. Charlie Bauman, the middle guard, intercepted it. Schleister looked into the middle of the short man, and he threw it right in Bauman's hands. The first turnover by Ohio State. And we got a big fight going on. The officials buried in the middle. Oh, come on now, quiet down, folks.
On this day in 1978, the Ohio State University fires longtime coach Woody Hayes as its football coach. The day after, Hayes punched Clemson University player Charlie Bauman during the 1978 Gator Bowl. Bauman had intercepted an Ohio State pass, not actually the first time the volatile Coach Hayes had punched someone during a game. He had actually punched a television cameraman the year before, and later on in that same game, Hayes was penalized again for shoving an official in 1978 on this day. The Ohio State University had finally had enough of his antics and fired him. Hayes retired as one of the winningest coaches in college football history. That is your look back at history, my final one of the year. We'll see you January 3rd, 4th. Well, it's one of those days.
Like that.
There'll be stuff going on then too. Worry not. I am Donald Ng.
All right. Thanks so much, Don. Getting back to a little more news today. The support of family, friends, colleagues, and an entire community is helping a Trumbull police officer in his fight against cancer. The Trumbull Police Department's Beards for Barucki fundraiser, which has been launched throughout December for veteran officer Michael Barucki, who was diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer in 2013, and he's been undergoing radiation and chemotherapy over the last 2 years as the disease has spread from his lungs to his brain and spine. Barucki, who's a 19-year veteran of the force, said this effort means a lot. He said the members of the department are like his brothers and sisters, and they rely on each other for all their needs. The month-long campaign means that typically clean-shaven Trumbull police officers have an unusual sight when they look in the mirror. Though they're growing beards or goatees, the department is seeking donations from its own members. Facial hair isn't the only way they're giving back. The department has set up a ride service for their ill colleague who's unable to drive because of his treatment. In addition to the rides and the beards, which will be trimmed at a shave-off ceremony at Joe Dobby Salon on January 9th, Trumbull Police are accepting donations from the community at a sponsored fundraiser at Vazzi's Four Seasons in Stratford from 7 to 11 p.m. on Friday, January 8th. You can get more information at TrumbullTimes.com. Going to throw it over now to Rob Adams for the latest in local sports. Rob?
Kate, before I get to sports, I can't let Don's history segment go by without a little road knowledge. He mentioned the Arroyo Seco, which I had a chance to drive a few years ago out in Pasadena. What a thrill. Once was part of Route 66, the famed Route 66. Yes, you got your kicks there. But out here, not too far away, one of the oldest in the country, the Bronx River Parkway, completed in 1925. All right, with that said, let's turn our attention over to sports. It was shocking and yet not. That's the only way to describe what happened yesterday at the Darien Ice Rink as the Blue Wave pummeled the New Canaan Rams 8-0. Let's watch and listen to the highlights. Hazelton into the circle it goes. Now they'll try the sharp angle almost off the body. Interesting shot. Tyler Ferraro was sprawled on the ice. Back out at the other end. Down goes Jake Kirby. Kirby scores! Good opportunity for Riley Mullen. Now it's in the circle. Put down on net. Trying for the rebound. Looking for the wraparound. Then they score! Point blank in the slot. Max Romine makes it 2-0.
And for Darien, it's just getting bodies moving around the net. You get guys moving everywhere. The defense is forced to pick up each guy. Nobody settles into any kind of position in front of the net, and it just leaves everything wide open.
High slot, Knowlton, shoved down, backhanded, another try, and they score. It is Kirby. 3-0, a power play goal. Backhanded out to center. The backhanding coming from Gunnar Granito, the freshman. Whistled across on net, and they score. Through the neutral zone, Knowlton plays it off the boards to himself. Into the slot, Knowlton on net. Bingo. Eight 0. Final score, David Voigt pitching the shutout. Cato, rather impressive.
Yeah, a dominant performance all the way around for Darien. They worked well defensively. They were able to dominate the neutral zone. They controlled everything through there. And then you just take the 8 goals. It was just an unbelievable performance for Darien.
Herbie Hazelton and Owen Collins scored twice, while Jake Kirby, Max Romine, Riley Mullen, Sam Knowlton each tallied once to lead the Wave attack as they peppered New Canaan goalie Liam Mooney with 36 shots. Mooney made 28 saves. The Rams could only get 14 in front of Darien netminder Scott Voigt. The Rams dropped 0-3. Darien now 3-0. By the way, in December 2011, Darien beat New Canaan 6-1. New Canaan has only won one regular season game against Darien since the 11-12 season. Of course, we remember a tie not too long ago as well. Other scores: Xavier over St. Joseph 4-1. Nick DiSabella had a goal for the Cadets. Trumbull beat the Milford Co-op 6-2. Brady Jensen had 2 goals for the Eagles. Notre Dame of Fairfield topped Ridgefield 6-5 in overtime. In the game of the night, Jeff Priscilla had 2 goals. Mark Russo had 4 for the Lancers. Tyler Henchcliffe got the game winner late in OT. Some other scores from around the area and from around the state. Fermi Enfield lost to South Windsor 3-0. It was Northwest Catholic over St. Dominic 4-3 in overtime. St. Joseph, New York beat Fairfield Prep 5-1. Westfield nipped Simsbury 3-2. And St. Thomas Aquinas beat the Newington Co-op 4-3. Let's bring it over to boys basketball now. Greenwich beat Cheney Tech 80-40 as Connor Harkins had 21 points to lead the Cardinals. Trumbull a winner over Caner Tech 68-35. Ridgefield over Norwalk 52-48. New Canaan 56, Berlin 52, McMahon 62, Weston 41. Took overtime. West Hill over Bassick 79-76. Barlow 51, Stanford 47. Berlin over New Canaan 52-26. Girls basketball, Claudia Tucci had 18 for the Eagles. Trumbull knocked off Bethel 53-32. Stanford over West Hill 56-21. Greenwich by 64 over University 95-31. Ward beat Rams 68-36. Staples 54, Manchester 41. Avon 39, Ridgefield 37. A surpriser there. Greenwich over Woodstock Academy 71-43. Central beat Bassick 36-21. Jessica Clark had 9 points. On the schedule, well, you've got Greenwich in boys basketball up at that holiday tournament. It's Danbury at Hartford Public, Wilton at Colby Cathedral, Bethel home for Ward, Stanford and Weston at the McMahon Christmas tournament, New Canaan at Shelton at the holiday tournament, Barlow is at McMahon, that's a tournament as well, Trumbull and Harding at the Merit Insurance Classic at Stratford High School, Staples is at Newtown. Girls basketball, Central takes on Sheepog Valley at a Christmas tournament later today. McMahon and Ram play at Ludlow. Ward at Ludlow as well. That's in the Todd Berger Holiday Tournament Final. Trumbull and Amity in the Massac Holiday Tournament. Scarsdale and Stamford, Scarsdale, New York, of course, coming to play Stamford. And you've got the Danbury Girls Holiday Festival at Danbury. From ice hockey, New Canaan hosts Staples West and Shelton at 1. Wilton at Watertown Pomperog at 4. Sheehan takes on West Hill Stanford. It's Ridgefield at Notre Dame West Haven, North Branford at Ward Ludlow. You've got Darien at Norwalk McMahon, East Haven at Trumbull, girls ice hockey, New Canaan at Wilton, wrestling, Central Norwalk Simsbury at Danbury, McMahon Ridgefield Stanford at New Canaan, Ludlow Wilton at the McDougall Duels, Darien Staples Ward at Greenwich. Girls gymnastics, Staples at Greenwich, and in boys track and field, postponed from the other night, the FCAC qualifier at Wilton at 10 a.m. Yes, in need of a hug with our final sports report of 2015. Big Nutmeg Sports coming up at 2. We'll take a look at maybe a top 10, maybe even more. It depends on what Eric Gendron and I come up with for you. 2 o'clock later today, Nutmeg Sports. With sports, I'm Rob Adams. Kate, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Rob. Well, we're going to take a quick break, come back, recap some of the top stories that we're following today on your coffee break after this.
It's time to come back to hometown banking, where people are taken into account, not just balances, where community comes first, a place where there's more than one kind of interest, where automation will never replace consideration, where they not only know your name, they know your dog's name too. It's time to expect more. It's time to bank well. Bank smart. Bank local. Bank well.
In Pound Ridge since 1993, the Wine Connection is one of America's best wine shops. Visit our beautiful store for the greatest in wine and knowledgeable service. With wonderful values from around the world to collectibles for your cellar, we are your one-stop source. Visit our online shop at wineconn.com and make sure to sign up for email updates. With great offers, new arrivals, and special events, don't miss all the action at The Wine Connection, including tastings every weekend. The Wine Connection, located at 32 Westchester Avenue, Pound Ridge, New York.
Find over 1,000 special stories at Hospital for Special Surgery. Go to hss.edu/backinthegame.
I was jogging 5 months after my cartilage tear.
Skiing a year after hip surgery.
And playing grandma 4 weeks after hip replacement.
One special hospital, 1,000 special stories. See Connecticut patients at hss.edu/CT.
I'm John Kovach. I'm a newspaper editor. I'm a high school football coach. I'm a television presenter. And I want you to love fishing as much as I do. Tune in to Yankee Fisherman, Thursdays at 1 on the HAN network. It's like going to the tackle shop without leaving your office.
We're back on this Wednesday, December 30th edition of your coffee break on the HAN network. I'm Kate Czaplinski, recapping some of the top stories we're following today. A bicyclist who was seriously injured in an accident on Bridgeport Avenue in Shelton last Wednesday has died, according to Shelton police. The bicyclist, 55-year-old Brian Klimas of Ansonia, died from the injuries he suffered in the accident. The accident is still under investigation. Police say they've interviewed witnesses. According to his obituary, Klimas was the beloved husband of 32 years to Karen Corbin Klimas. He was also a father of 3 and had 1 grandchild. Klimas was an avid cyclist and a familiar welcome sight to many as he biked through the area quite often. He worked for many years as a bicycle mechanic and most recently as an office manager at Glynn Manufacturing in Stratford. His family said he also enjoyed playing St. Nicholas for area churches around Christmas time. You can get more information at sheltonherald.com. A former Westport lifeguard was charged with 431 counts of voyeurism on Monday for allegedly installing hidden cameras inside an employee area at Berrien Hill Beach this summer and secretly recording people. Hearst, Connecticut media reports that 29-year-old Michael Collins turned himself in after learning there was a warrant for his arrest. After an investigation that began August 14th, when a town parks department administrator found the cameras and notified Westport police. That same evening, detectives searched the suspect's home and found sunglasses with cameras in them, laptop computers, DVDs, thumb drives, and various other electronic and surveillance items which may have been used to facilitate illegal behavior. Among the extensive collection of video and still images were some of child pornography, police said. Collins was charged with 431 counts, each of voyeurism and eavesdropping and possession of child pornography. He was released after posting a $75,000 bond and will be arraigned January 7th at Superior Court in Norwalk. And in some happier news, more than 150 guests recently attended the debut of the Kennedy Center's annual calendar reception, where the 2016 Unique Perspective calendar was unveiled at the Margaret E. Morton Government Center in Bridgeport. The artwork will be on display for public viewing until the end of January. This year's calendar is a tribute to the late Lois Garrity, a dedicated Kennedy Center art therapist for more than 27 years. She was the creative force behind A Unique Perspective as a project manager and as well as an enthusiastic goodwill ambassador for the Kennedy Center. The annual holiday tradition began decades ago with major support from People's United Bank and has continued through the generous underwriting of People's United Community Foundation. More than 750,000 Unique Perspective calendars have been distributed all over the world since the Kennedy Center calendar was created over 30 years ago. The calendar features the expressive, vibrant works of 20 Connecticut artists with disabilities and illustrates how people with disabilities can be productive, contributing members of their community. Two of the featured pieces include group works from artists who collaborated in a multifaceted arts program at the Kennedy Center's Maggie Daly Arts Cooperative. And in some other news, ATCA, the Wolf Conservation Center of South Salem, New York's ambassador wolf, is beginning his retirement this year after 13 years of service. He'll make one of his final appearances at Reading's New Pond Farm on Saturday, January 16th from 2 to 3 p.m. According to Maggie Howell, the Conservation Center's director, although he's doing absolutely great, they're easing him into retirement. He's been doing a really great job for over a decade, so they're limiting programming to make everything local and not scheduling anything beyond what they've already scheduled. She said ATCA began a career as an ambassador wolf because his natural demeanor is strange for a wolf. He's a very poor representative of a wolf because he's so incredibly comfortable in his role. Wild wolves would not take to this kind of life. They don't want to be close to people. However, he loves it. According to New Pond Farm, the program will include an awe-inspiring up-close encounter with this important but misunderstood predator. Each time ATCA visits a location, the Wolf Conservation Center representatives give an educational presentation before bringing ATCA out on a leash with a handler. You can get more information at wiltonbulletin.com. And finally, if you're in the Weston area and looking for a new way to dispose of your Christmas tree for a good cause, Emmanuel Episcopal Church at 285 Lyons Plain Road is holding a Christmas tree bonfire on Saturday, January 9th at 6 in the evening. This will be Emmanuel's 11th annual Epiphany Bonfire, which has become an annual non-denominational gathering for the Weston community. For a donation of $25, residents may bring a Christmas tree to the church until 5 p.m. on Saturday for the 6 p.m. bonfire. For a donation of $35, church volunteers with trucks will collect trees from Weston households and bring them to the field north of the church for the bonfire. All proceeds collected will benefit the Weston Warm-Up Fund. Last year, Emmanuel raised more than $3,500 from this event for neighbors unable to adequately heat and fuel their homes without help. Gonna throw it over to Rob Adams for one last look of today's weather. Rob?
All right, here we go. Slight chance of showers after 3, Kate. Cloudy, high near 42. Rain likely tonight, mainly between about 10 and 3 tomorrow morning. Patchy fog after 10 tonight. Otherwise cloudy. Temperatures around 41. Slight chance of rain before 8 tomorrow morning. Patchy fog before 8. Otherwise mostly sunny. High 46. Partly cloudy. Low 29 for Thursday night. We start 2016 with a sunny day. High near 42. Looking at 30 degrees for the low on Friday night. Mostly sunny. A high near 40 on Saturday. Sunny and 40 for Sunday. And when we're right back here Monday, sunny, 36 degrees. Temperatures fairly steady. 37 in Wilton, 36 in Easton, and right here, 38 degrees, Kate.
All right, thanks, Rob. Well, we still have some more programming coming up today. Yankee Fisherman today at 1 on a special day since tomorrow's New Year's Eve. So that's coming up at 1 o'clock. And as Rob mentioned earlier, Nutmeg Sports at 2. They're going to be taking a look at some of the highlights of the past year. We will be back on Monday at 11. Happy New Year, everyone.